Hi, I'm Dia and you guys are watching Dianosaur. So as you can see, I'm fresh out of the shower and I thought why not do something chill, like why not do something less formatted, less structured, where I can blabber on to my heart's content. As if I don't do that in my structured videos. Anyway, that's another point. So today I'm gonna go through all my Netgalley arcs and I'm gonna read the first chapter in all the books. And I have a couple, I don't know how many I have, like 8 or 9 Netgalley arcs. So, okay, first thing, if you don't know what a Netgalley arc is, so its arc stands for Advanced Reader Copies. So, these are books that the publishers put out to potential reviewers, and reviewers they read the books and review the books before it comes out. So, Netgalley is a website where publishers put out the books, and yeah, anyone can go and request the books, and depending on how many books, how many reviews you put out, they are gonna give you the book. And it depends, like if it's a smaller publishing house, they give out the books easily. If they are like pretty, like up there publishing house with highly anticipated releases, they don't give out ARC copies that easily. So anyway, that's should I do a video on Netgalley? I don't know. Let me know down in the comments if you would like to know about Netgalley. Even I am a noob, like even I don't know everything about Netgalley, so I don't know how informative the video will be. Anyway, so today I'm gonna do the first chapter tryout video, and I'm gonna read the first chapter of all the Netgalley books that I have. So I'll put up the screen recording here of all the books that I have, because as you guys know, I film on my phone, so I can't show you my phone and everything that I have on my phone. So I'll put up a screen recording, I'll have a voiceover, and then I'll come back and I'll talk about the chapters that I've read. So I'll come back after each chapter that I read and I'll tell you what my thoughts are, and after reading the chapters I'll decide which book I'll continue with, like which book I'm gonna read to completion first out of all these books. So bye. So this is my Netgalley shelf, and there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There are 10 books. Okay, so let's go through the books quickly. So first we have The Devil's Advisor by Brad Abdul. Then we have A Man Among Ghosts by Stephen Hopstaken. Holy Ghost Road by John Mantooth. A Crown Forged by Victory's Consequence by Ariana Abbott and Marliana James. Legacy Witches by Cass K. The Monsters in Our Shadows by Edward J. Semble. The Bridge to Magic by Alex Thornberry. Remnants of Atonement by G.P. McKenna. Suburban Monsters by Christopher Hawkins. And Heliotrope by Palmer Pickering. So the first book I'm gonna read, the first chapter that I'm gonna try will be The Devil's Advisor. So I'll read it and I'll quickly come back. Hi, so I read the first chapter of The Devil's Advisor by Brad Abdul, and if I had to rate it out of 10, I would give it 6 or 7 points, because the chapter was okay, the writing was not, you know, out of this world or anything like that. It was very serviceable. The character that was introduced, I didn't feel anything, like I didn't feel any sort of connection with the character. I mean, I know it's only the first chapter, but still, sometimes first chapter, they establish the character really well and you feel like you want to, follow this character and follow their journey and everything. this chapter, it was lackluster. So the chapter is about this guy who is bored of his office job, and he lives a very boring, uninteresting life, and there is nothing in his life that makes him happy. And so after getting snubbed for this promotion, he is taken to this, supposed interview, and there he gets pushed into a wall of flames. So that's the first chapter. So although the ending of the first chapter, it sounds interesting, that is, like he gets summoned by this mysterious person for this mysterious interview, and gets pushed into a wall of flames. But at the end of the chapter, I don't feel like reading chapter 2. I don't feel like reading the book. Like, I need to read the book, but I don't want to read the book. If you, like, if that is, clear to you. So that was the first chapter. It didn't go that well. I am gonna read the next book that was in the screen recording after this book. So that was, I don't remember which book that was. I'll read that and I'll come back and I'll tell you guys what I felt. Oh, one more thing. So, I'm not gonna read all the 10 books for this video. I'm gonna read 8 books. So, Suburban Monsters, it's a short story collection. So, reading the first chapter would be pointless. So, I won't be reading Suburban Monsters. Oh my god, the camera is shaking. My hand is shaking actually. So I won't be reading Suburban Monsters, and I won't be reading Heliotrope, because Heliotrope, the author, is kindly sending me a copy of the book, and I'm waiting for that. So yeah, I won't be reading these two, but I'll be reading the other 8. So I'll come back with the second book after I finish the first chapter of the second book. Hi, so I read the first chapter of A Man Among Ghosts by Stephen Hopstaken, I think. Yeah, and the chapter was, it was bad. I feel so sorry saying the chapter was bad, but I mean, the writing was not good. It used the word adulting. It literally had the, words, I'm not a girly girl, and the characters were flat and not, they didn't make an impression on me. So it's a haunted house story, and the book started out with the auction of the house, and every detail about the house was told, and what the other people were talking about and all that. And there were slight, instances of haunting, but it was not enough to make me feel scared or anything like that. It was, I mean, a 6 out of 10 first chapter. So the first 2 chapters, they were not good. I don't know if it's because I think it's a debut book. I am not sure. I'll see and I'll let you know later. But I don't know why the writing was so bad. And I mean, it literally had, I've cut off the heads of chickens, I'm not a girly girl, and that, pissed me off so much. I mean, in 2022, you don't make jokes about, not like other girls and all that. Uh, so, anyway, I hated this first chapter. I don't. The only good thing about this book is that it's less than 200 pages. That's the only good thing. So, I'll read the next book and I'll come back. So, I read, oh my god, I forgot the name of the book. Okay, so before this clip, there will be a clip with the name of the book and author and all that. So, House Full of Ghosts? No, something ghost house or ghost road or something like that. Anyway, so I read the first chapter. It was okay. Like, I liked the writing, but the I'm not in the mood for this kind of a book right now. It's a horror with religious elements and all that. I think it's gonna be supernatural, but I couldn't tell from the first chapter what sort of horror it's gonna be. So it's about this girl who has discovered her stepfather and the priest of that area with something like the devil or a demon, and she is fleeing her home, and she is gonna do something about the corrupt and the evil stepfather, something similar to that. So in this first chapter, the tone is kind of similar to The Devil All the Time, which I haven't finished. I need to finish. I was liking the book a lot, but then my mood changed and I was like, I'll read it later, and I never got back to it. So this book is kind of similar to that, kind of like a backwater US town, and it's about, religion and these characters who are very distinct and who kind of take the story forward. So it feels like something similar to that, and the only problem is, I'm not in the mood for this kind of a story right now, and I gave the chapter 7 out of 10. So it is definitely better than the first two chapters that I read, and yeah, I'll read the next chapter. So that took forever. It was around 30 pages or so, the first chapter, and it started out, it was, I mean, it's better than the other ones that I read, but it's not that good. I mean, it started out really strong. I liked the beginning, I liked the characters, how distinct they were, but it became kind of, hodgepodge like thing. So, okay, hear me out what the chapter is like. So, it's kind of like chapters within a chapter. The first chapter is divided into uh, numerous smaller chapters which follow different characters who are at different occasions in this world, and the author could have just put each of those chapters, like, I don't see the point of doing a collection of chapters and then another collection of chapters, instead of having smaller chapters that follow one POV or something like that. So there were points that I really liked. For example, the characters were all very distinct and they had their own personalities, and I could tell by the the narrative voice that which character was, like, which character's POV we were following. So the character work was good. The world building, it felt kind of info dumpy at one point, the way the information was presented. But I didn't mind, because I don't mind info dumps that much, because I am the kind of person who gets lost very easily, and I need infodumps to understand what the world is like, how it is structured, and what is going on. So I didn't mind the infodump. Uh, I liked the world building, the way it was built. So it's kind of like there were so many kingdoms, island kingdoms, and after a certain event, uh, except one, all the islands, they broke off and drowned. So, and now after many years, after like hundreds or thousands of years, this new ailment is spreading, and the queen is sick, and the prince is kind of trying to go on an adventure, go on a quest to find the cure for this ailment. So the premise is also good. So I didn't like, the writing was kind of cringy at times. The dialogue work was not well done. So the writing kind of made it not well, not that compelling to me. Yeah, so the rest of the books, the first chapters, they are 20 to 30 pages long. And right now, I don't have the patience to read, so many first chapters. I want to finish a book. So I'll read whatever I was reading yesterday, The Wolf and the She-Bear, and I'll cut this project into half, the first chapter, Netgalley project, into half. So this is part one. You guys are watching part one. Part two will be released tomorrow when I read the rest of the first chapters of the four books. So I, yeah, this was not a very good video because I mean, who knew that I won't like the first chapters of so many books? Like, all the books in this video I felt lukewarm about. So I'm hoping that in part 2 we will like I will like all the books that I read. Not the books that I read, the first chapters that I read. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.